Hey, this is future Soroya, editing Soroya, here to let you know that this video was recorded before New Year's. So obviously at the time that this is up, it is 2023. Happy New Year, guys. I hope you enjoy this video. And again, I don't know what type of video this is going to be exactly, or like what is going to turn into, but I'm definitely going to start making more videos like these to just like kind of like how I did with the This Is Real series, kind of like a spin-off of that, but it's more just like in the moments, like very raw, very just like, you know, like that. Also, trigger warning, I do talk about a lot of heavy things, depression, anxiety, BPD, trauma, abuse, suicidal thoughts and attempts, yeah, all that and other things that I can't remember at the moment. But again, trigger warning, viewer discretion is advised. But if you do enjoy this video, thank you, and I hope that you like, comment your thoughts. I want us to have a conversation about this, and if you have questions, I am very open to answering questions people may have. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. My goal is to get to 100 subscribers. And yeah, let's just get into the video. It's 2:43 in the morning. It is it the 29th or the 28th? I forget. 29th. Thursday, December 29th. 2:43 in the morning. I don't know what this is gonna be. I don't know what name I could possibly put to this. I don't know. But the format of how this is gonna be less edited, more raw, I guess you could call it. Something that I have been wanting to do for a long time, and I had a conversation yesterday with someone who was very special to me, and they gave me the push to they affirmed it, and with them affirming it and confirming it, they gave me the push to do this. For those that have been following me for a while, and for those that know me in my personal life, you will know that well, first off, hi, my name is Soroya, S-A-R-O-Y-A, and I have the clinical diagnosis of depression, anxiety, and borderline personality disorder. I have plenty of videos where I talk about that and where I give the definition of what those are. Whenever this does go up on whatever platform I put it on, I will make sure to link those videos so that you can watch them. What is it? I a form of a manic episode currently. What is it? Yesterday was Wednesday. So yesterday, Wednesday, I was awake from 7 p.m. Tuesday. And then yesterday, Wednesday, I didn't go to sleep. I was up the whole day, pretty much, and I ended up falling asleep literally like 12 hours later, so around like 7 something, and I went to sleep. And as of right now, I've been up since just a few minutes after midnight. As you can see, my sleep cycle is it's irregular. It's irregular. I have dealt with that. Been living with that since Been living with that since I was a kid. The longest I can remember that I've gone without sleep is like a week. Most recently, this happened, I think, I want to say like 2 weeks ago? Or like maybe a bit over a week ago, I don't remember. But I had went 3 days without sleeping because I was getting hit with panic attacks and nightmares in my sleep. So yeah. I mean, I at least I tried to make the most of it today. Like my dishes were in the sink for like a few days. Big old pile of them because I had cooked dinner a few days ago. And yeah, I had let the dishes pile up in the sink. And I didn't wash them until like yesterday. For those that probably are wondering what it means to be manic, the only way I could describe it is this very unhealthy high. Very unhealthy high. Cause there's good highs and then there's bad highs. So for me, how I said that I had went 3 days without sleep, I was still able to do all these productive things. And yesterday, I was up, I was, I was coming up with and writing down ideas of topics and even little outline for ideas for my podcast, ideas for my mental health page, my YouTube channel and everything. I had washed the dishes. I had started editing a video that I plan on posting soon. Well, it's 3 parts. It's a lot, but I started editing some of it because there's a lot that's going into that video. And yeah, 2:49, 2:50 now. I literally just changed. 2:50. But yeah, right now, as you can see, I'm eating. I made myself 2 sandwiches, actually, because I'm that hungry. Well, actually, I'm not even hungry like that. I just wanted to eat something to eat. So that I wouldn't have to eat so much in the middle of the day, if I am even up in the middle of the day, time I go to sleep or go back to sleep. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I'm doing this. Well, I already make the content that I make of just showing the sides of things that is like people aren't willing to talk about. And from my experience, it's like even a conversation that I had with my very good friend that I brought up earlier. Is like like there's a lot of truths that people live that they're too quiet about, and that's a problem. Like I was telling her like part of my story, like I am a survivor of multiple suicide attempts, and one of those attempts was, I forget how old I was, but around this time, one of the ways that I had like started like self-harming, like trying to take my own life, is by drinking bleach. And I think it was like probably like a good week of me drinking bleach. And then there was one day where it was just me and my mom at home. My sister was out with her friends, and my brothers didn't stop by for that day. And my mom was just in her room watching TV, and mind you, her bedroom was next to mine. It was next to mine. And I would just walk, like the way I would have to walk is that I would kind of have to go to the kitchen, and I would grab the bleach, and I would be holding it in my arm like this, and then walking back to my room. And I would drink it out the bottle. Like I wouldn't even drink it out of a glass. I would drink it out the bottle. And yeah, and I was like drinking it as usual. I was drinking that joint like water. Like I had, crazy enough, like somehow taught myself to get used to the taste of that. It's like pretty much like pure alcohol. Not like obviously like the consumable alcohol, but like the other type of like alcohol. And then things started taking a turn. Really? Sorry. I have an electric fly swatter, and it decided to fall over on top of the thing it was resting on. Anyway, yeah, so things started to take a turn, and I had went to the bathroom, and I threw up, and I was throwing up like pure blood, pure blood. And I was like, oh, this is happening. But in my head at that time, the way I was thinking, my mindset at that time was like, oh, like my plan is working. Like, I think I'm gonna die today. And then I went to my mom to like show her, because I had like thrown up so much that it like even some of it got on my shirt, and it was like some of my face. And I went to my mom and I told her that I was like, something is happening. And I kept like heaving, like how like a cat's trying to like bring up like a fur ball. Like I was doing that, and then I ended up like throwing up on her bedroom floor, and she called 911 immediately. I think they came within like 15 minutes. By that time there was so much blood on the floor, and I got rushed to the hospital, and when I was still in the ambulance, I had went into a state of unconsciousness, and then I ended up waking up in a little hospital bed, and there was just white lights everywhere, and then I feel that there's like needles and tubes like all around me. I had little breathing thing in my nose, and like I was moving like this, laying down, and then I felt a tightness in my stomach, and I looked down and I touched my stomach and I felt bandages. And then my mom, she was like, oh my God, my baby, you're awake. And I'm like, awake? Like what? And the doctor was also there, like waiting for me along with my mom to like wake up. And he was saying of how like it looks like some very strong type of virus was like literally eating away at her stomach, to the point where some of the acid from her stomach started leaking out to surrounding areas of the other organs that are in that area. And he was saying as like if she hadn't gotten here sooner, it would have definitely been like not good, like probably I could have died. And when I heard him say that, I was like, I could have died. And it's like I already was like very zoned out, because in my head I was thinking that I was like why am I still alive? Like why am I still here? Like it, not even in a sense of like questioning things, more so of a sense like I was mad at myself. I was mad at myself for the fact that I had a plan that is like, okay, like this is like the effects of this will take place in like probably a few days, and things like that. And it's like it's gonna happen, like I'm gonna die. And it's like the fact that my plan didn't work, that's one. And then the anger I felt towards myself for the fact that I failed at killing myself. Like I felt like an idiot. I felt like the only idiot, like you dumb bitch. You had one job. And this is not even me trying to be funny. Like, bitch, you had one job to kill yourself. Bitch, you drink bleach and you're not even good at that. Like, that's how I felt at that time. And all the other times I tried to take my life, that feeling comes with it. This feeling of shame, stupidity, guilt, anger towards myself that is like, I already don't have control over my life, which is one of the reasons why I get overwhelmed. One of the many reasons why I get overwhelmed that'll lead me to the point of wanting to take my own life. And the one time I do try to take control, it fails. So yeah, and I know that is a reality for a lot of people, and that's something that people aren't willing to talk about. Which, I mean, understandably so, it is something hard to talk about, but the fact that it is a reality for a lot of people, like with Twitch, he unfortunately passed away somewhat recently. He has shot himself in the head, and he had left a note, suicide note, and people of course are shocked that it's like, oh my God, but he was so nice and so like just caring and loving. That is like, you have no idea what goes on behind closed doors. And from everything that I see that his wife didn't even know that he was dealing with something very dark, and probably she had an idea of it. But it was obviously a shock to her. It was a shock to everybody. And of course it was a shock to me too, but it's like, I don't know him personally, so it's of course a shock to me. But it's like in situations like that is like, it's only when like in a situation like that where it's like a person ends up taking their own life, that's when people start trying to dig into like the whole psychological thing of it. They try to look for signs in like oh, like the way his eyes look in pictures, and I was like, oh, like was he feeling sad here, like was he masking here in a dancing video? Like, so you couldn't think to do that when he was alive, but now that he's dead, now you want to care about looking for the signs of him going through something? Like now that he's not here anymore, now you want to try to be an advocate? Now you want to care about the spectrum of suicidality? Now you want to care? And that's been a pattern for like literally every person, whether they're like a celebrity or just an everyday person. That's the pattern every single time, and it sickens me. And it frustrates me because it's like, yo, like, people will always show signs. There will always be signs, but it's up to people, it's up to us, and I include myself in this too, it's up to us to, one, be willing to have that conversation. Two, be willing to do the research about it, because there's plenty of resources out there. Plenty of resources out there. There's not one person who's coming to me and be like, oh, how could I have known that? Google the shit, bitch. Google it. Go to your local psychiatrist. Go to your local therapist. Go to the community leaders who are expert in mental health thing. They're YouTube it. Like, I personally think there is no excuse for anyone to say, especially in this day and age, with all the access that we have to media on the internet and things like that, all these different like mental health illness organizations, charities, things like that, like there's plenty of information out there. Plenty. Statistics, research that you can do, blogs that you can read. Like, and then of course another question would be like, oh, why didn't they say anything? Oh, they did. It wasn't verbal, it was physical through their actions. And because you didn't take the time to really look at their behavior and notice that there was a change, and then you see that something is what you call off with them, you tell them that it's like, hey, everything's gonna be all right. Everyone has their bad days. You just gotta pray about it. You gotta keep pushing, keep fighting. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's the last thing I want to hear. The last fucking thing I want to hear. That's the last fucking thing I want to hear. That's the last thing anybody wants to fucking hear. 9 times out of 10, we don't want to hear shit. We don't want no type of advice, nothing. We want an open ear. We want people with no judgment, no misconstrued way of thinking when we pour out our hearts of all the physical, emotional, psychological pain, trauma that we have been through to somebody. 9 times out of 10, that's what a lot of people need. That's what a lot of people need. And because there is still so much stigma around anything and everything dealing with mental health, anything and everything dealing with mental illness, the spectrum of suicidality, even like more acceptance towards like some mental illnesses versus others, like with me having BPD, like I'm just now like seeing the stigma that there is of people toward BPD. They say that they say that we're crazy, they say that we're unstable, they say that we're evil, they say that we are not safe to be around, which is not true. Not true. Can it lead to an unsafe place if not managed correctly? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I am human. And yes, I say all the time, there's like, I have this, I have this, I have this, but it's like, I have it, and it doesn't have me. even though it feels like it sometimes, even though it feels like it has the only just chokehold on my life, like in its exhibiting itself now, the fact that I am in a current manic episode, my sleep cycle is like way off, and I have this energy out of nowhere. Like, even though I slept, I feel like I haven't slept in days, yet I have energy. And that's something that I can't fully explain in a lot of words, and it's something that I can't control, unfortunately. I can't control it. And it's not like I don't want to be this way. No one wants to deal with this type of shit. No one wants to be depressed. No one wants to be anxious. No one wants to have to accept the fact that my brain is literally chemically, physically damaged because I've been hurt too many times. That's the reality I have to live with. Like, yo, my brain is sick, and I'm the one that has to fix it. Not the people who raped me, not the people who physically abused me, not the people who called me out my name. Me. I have to fix it. And I'm not at that full level of confidence yet where I can say that I was like, yo, like, I'm that bitch for dealing with all this shit. Like, I'm still here. Like, I'm still here. And then on the flip side of that coin is like, I'm still here. Like, I still have to deal with this. Like, it. It's something that I don't wish on anybody. Not even my worst enemy. And I've had moments where I could have been a bitch. I could have been a fucking monster to those people that did hurt me, that did me wrong. And I am capable of it. I am. But God had other plans and decided to give me a heart that is filled with empathy and care, and this level of being able to understand where people are coming from. It's something. It is. It's something. Hey, so this is the end of this video. Like how I stated in the video, in the beginning of the video, I don't know what this is really going to turn into, but it is something that I'm going to continue doing because I just feel that it's needed. I feel that it's important. And also, if you took the time to read the description of the video, know that for every video that I will post in this like little long-term series that I'm doing, and for any other video that I put on my page that has to deal with mental health, mental illness, things of that nature. The trigger warning will be in the beginning of the video only, because I do not want to receive any comments being like, oh, you could have gave me a warning, why are you talking about all this stuff, this, that, and the other. So like in the beginning of this video, the trigger warning was stated, and the things that I was going to talk about that would give trigger to people was stated. So that is your time to decide whether you are emotionally, mentally, and psychologically able to sit through a video like this. So I just wanted to say that. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, up until me talking now, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Please make sure to like. This helps get my video spread across the YouTube platform more. Comment on what your thoughts on this is, any questions that you may have for me, and even ideas for other videos that you would want me to do. And subscribe. My goal right now is to try to get to 100 subscribers, and from there just take little steps to keep going. Again, thank you for watching this video. Share with people who you think it may be beneficial to people who are struggling, to let them know they're not alone, or for people who don't deal with mental health issues, to let them know by spreading awareness, by sharing this type of video. Till then, bye.